So what's going on, everybody? JA News. Salute to you for tuning in. So it's the Friday show. We're about to head into the weekend the right way, covering all the latest updates here in sneakers. So for today's show, it's the calm before the storm. We're now less than 24 hours away from the biggest Jordan release of the year. And in a shocking turn of events, it looks like some of sneakers' biggest figures at the very last minute, they're saying that as far as this release, they're not too impressed. So stay tuned to find out why. We're also gonna get into stock numbers as well as the latest sneaker updates. You're watching JA News. Make sure you guys smash the like button down below. Let's jump right into it. So we got the Jordan 4 white cement finally dropping. These are gonna be hitting the sneakers app tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern sharp, as well as pretty much all major sneaker retailers. Now, ever since sneakerheads heard that this Jordan brand classic would be making its return, of course, as you can imagine, people have been pretty excited. This is a sneaker which many people would say arguably one of the best Jordans of all time. And I've even heard people just say, like, as far as sneakers, just plain and simple, one of the greatest sneakers ever. Now, the early word on this sneaker was that as far as the quality, craftsmanship, probably the best version of this actual Jordan 4 that we've seen since this shoe originally dropped all the way back in '89. But in the last minute, little shocking turn of events here, we got everybody's favorite media outlet, Complex, making some bold statements in regards to this upcoming release, maybe contradicting what a lot of the earlier reports had to say about this shoe. So you got Matt Welty over there who said, quote, "The leather was funky," and then you got Brendan Dunn saying that when he opened these fresh out the box, you know, he was anticipating to see good quality leather, but was what he said, unimpressed at the quality of this upcoming release. Now, as you guys know, these dudes are very influential. Do you feel like this will have any effect, you know, on the sneakers release coming up here tomorrow? And for anybody that's actually grabbed these early, we know a lot of the early pairs have hit the streets. Nike even dropped these via exclusive access. So I'm just curious, for anybody that was able to actually get these joints in hand so far, you know, can you confirm or deny, you know, the leather quality on this upcoming release? We'll have to wait and see, man. But as far as that update, I would say it's definitely disappointing, but I'm not just gonna go ahead and take their word for it. Maybe the pairs that they looked at weren't too great. As y'all know, this is supposed to be like a massively produced sneaker, and anytime you get a shoe produced with this type of quantity, you know, unfortunately, some of the issues will be quality control issues. But speaking on stock numbers, early word is this supposed to be like one of the biggest Jordan releases as far as retros go, so far at least. Early word, 300,000 pairs around the world, which sounds like a lot, but when you compare it to other Jordan 4 releases, that 300,000 may not sound as huge. Plus, remember, we're factoring worldwide. This shoe has worldwide appeal, a huge demand. When you compare it to the 550,000 pairs which dropped for the Bread 4 Reimagines, that 300,000 pair doesn't really sound too great, and even worse when you compare it to the 650,000 pairs of the military blues or industrial blues, whatever Jordan brand wanted to call them, that we saw hit the street. So as far as tomorrow's release, it seems like your best bet was maybe to put in that footwork, as people say, you know, hitting these up maybe via some of your local shops or something like that, because when it comes to the sneakers app release, we know that so far Nike this year, they've been spreading out the stock, you know, across their various retail partners. And the early rumor as far as tomorrow's sneakers drop, they're saying somewhere around 60,000 pairs. So based off the demand, I mean, I guess you guys could try your luck, but chances aren't going to be as great as a lot of people expected. So when it comes to this drop, this is a sneaker which I'm pretty much just putting my chance with via the sneakers app. For me, while I do love this sneaker, I feel like it's a classic. I've actually owned versions of these in the past, so I'm not too pressed about, you know, buying a re-release of a Jordan, which I've already owned previously. So I'm just doing a one and done via the sneakers app. We'll see how things goes. But as far as tomorrow's release, I just want to wish everybody good luck. You know, this is one that many people are looking to grab. Of course, I'm hearing even people saying crazy stuff like they're looking to get like 4, 5 different pairs of these. And if the quality control issues could play into effect with a massively produced sneaker like this, you guys already know some people may be doubling, tripling up on these just to try and get the perfect pair. So it's going to be a lot of madness. Again, it's the calm before the storm ahead of this release. We'll see how everything plays out come tomorrow. But personally, I'm not too pressed about these, but you know, I'm just going to do my little one shot via the sneakers app. If I hit, it was meant to be. If not, we'll just go ahead and keep things pushing. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into today's fit of the day, which for anybody that ever wants to be featured here from the community, all you simply gotta do is just tag me on social media and one of your favorite fit pics, whether over on the gram or on Twitter. Now, unfortunately, we don't have anybody stepping up to the plate today, so we're gonna be showcasing NBA Youngboy, which y'all see on feet. he's rocking the Jordan 4 white cements. Perfect timing. So isn't this dude like on house arrest or something like that? How y'all gonna let that boy get these joints on feet before y'all did? But I'm just playing. I think he's actually just like fresh out or something like that. So wish the best of luck to him. Y'all see the fit. I actually like what he did with it right here. So he's going crazy. These joints are looking real dope on feet. So if you guys want to jump in the comments, y'all can give a rating or just simply leave your feedback. So let's go ahead and keep things moving. In other sneaker news, I know everybody's excited about these Jordan 4s dropping tomorrow, but today Nike low-key hit us with some heat. So we had the Air DT Prototype 92. This is the Atlanta Falcons pair, as you guys see, based off the color scheme. Now, if y'all haven't noticed by now, these slightly differ than the retail DT Max that we're used to, as this was an original prototype that was produced for Deion Sanders back in the 90s, one that actually never saw an official release date. So it's really cool to see, like, over 20 years plus after that original prototype, that we're now actually seeing an official release date. So we did see these hit the sneakers app as well as select retailers. As far as the sneakers app drop, you guys know this was a sellout. There was less than like 3,000 pairs available. They're actually selling out at a lot of these retailers. So if you guys are pressed about getting these at the last minute, it looks like Shoe Palace does currently have some select sizes available, but it seems like these DT series continues to be a big hit for Nike, and I'm sure we'll continue to see a lot more of these releases. So it's cool to see them like introduce this little prototype, a new silhouette into the mix as well. Now, on top of that release, we also did see New Balance team up with ALD for a pretty interesting silhouette. Now, at first, these really didn't catch my eyes. You pretty much just got the normal New Balance staples as far as the colorway. I was just guessing that this was just a retro model from New Balance's silhouette, but what made this release, which is absolutely sold out, intriguing is that the fact that this is actually a brand new silhouette, and this wasn't just produced by New Balance, but ALD actually teamed up with New Balance to bring this brand new silhouette to the market. This is the RC56, which the inspiration does come from some of these cross-country New Balance sneakers, running shoes, which we saw drop during the 2000s or whatever. So I'm actually shocked to see this is a brand new model, and that actually caught my attention a little bit more. But as far as the colorways, they're cool or whatever. I feel like they're just classic New Balance staples. But this is one that sold out. ALD, they got their huge fan base, and this one again seemed to be a big hit amongst those people. So that was a cool drop. Now also just wanted to mention, although this is for the EU only, they got some big restocks coming to the sneakers app here on the 27th as well as the 28th. So you got the Wu-Tang Dunks on there, you got the SB Nike Jordan 4s, you got the Nigel 4s on there, some Kobe's, as well as the Union Jordan 1. So a lot of heat, you know, blessing the EU folks. You know, hopefully over here in the US, one could only wish for Nike to do some type of restock. Now, when we first heard word about this, you know, all the EU people were disappointed because they're like, what's the point of a restock when they're just gonna drop barely any pairs, which seems to be the case. As you see, them Kobe Air Forces only got 600 or 65 pairs. You only got 160 pairs of them bricks, but shockingly, there's a big 10,000 number which stands out. That's on them Jordan 4 SBs, a highly sought after release. You guys know how the little shock drop went over here in the US. So for them to drop such a huge amount of pairs of these, I wonder if it's gonna affect the resale market. Maybe we'll see prices decrease on that one. So it's just interesting to see. Shout out to everybody in the EU. Wish you guys good luck. And it looks like them Jordan 4s may be actually the way to go coming up here on the 27th. So for everybody here in the US, we can only hope that we can get a restock, something like this. Nike, come on now, show some love. And then lastly, guys, before we bounce, you know, we've been hearing word that Nike did tell retailers that they are gonna be upping the sneaker retail prices for some of their most beloved silhouettes. Looks like the Air Force Ones, kid stuff is not gonna be touched, but we can expect to see price increases for many of our favorite models, including Jordans. And it looks like Nike has wasted absolutely no time. We thought we had like a couple of weeks until June, you know, to get off some of these sneakers, but it looks like we're already seeing increases. This one popped up on the Jordan 12 Mellow, you know, the University Blue joints, as they originally retailed at 200 bucks. They were going for just yesterday, and today it looks like people have noticed a $5 increase, which isn't really nothing like that, but just when you factor in just common inflation, you know, the fact that now we got these tariffs here, it just seems like Nike just continuing to tack on these little extra dollars. And a $5 increase doesn't seem much, but let's say come next year, these joints could retail for like $220, and then what's stopping them from the following year for a shoe like this to retail for $250. So we saw you, Nike, try to slowly bump up the price on these right here, but of course, you know, the sneaker community, they ain't missing not a beat. So we got the sneaker increases on as far as retail prices already hitting Nike. Let me know if any of your favorite releases have already been affected. So coming up tomorrow, guys, just want to wish everybody good luck as far as these Jordan 4 cements. Do you feel like we're going to experience quality control issues? I know people are looking to double, triple. Some people are saying they're trying to buy 5 pairs of these joints. You know, everybody's going to be searching for that perfect pair, but we'll see how it all goes down, man. Make sure you guys check in tomorrow. I'm going to follow up the release, recapping everything that went down. We'll actually see what Eldon Monitors determines as the final stock numbers for the Sneakers app release. So we'll see how things goes. And for anybody that was able to get their pairs in hand early, just let us confirm what's going on with the leather quality and all that, because Complex is saying they're disappointed, but what do the real people have to say? JA News, hope you guys have a great weekend. Spend time with some loved ones. Of course, I'll check in with y'all tomorrow to recap the big release. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. And if you made it through the end, y'all let me know by dropping a salute down below. I'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. Love.